Hello, everybody. A very good afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are. I'm kind of in the middle now. I'm in New York City and it's early afternoon. And I'm very excited to see you all, to have you all here. Let me just have a look at the comments. And that's wonderful, from California and Connecticut to um, Germany and England, North England, South England, London, everywhere. That's wonderful. It's so wonderful to have this amazing group of people and to support each other during these sometimes very strange times. I'm not going to say why, but I had a really weird morning looking at the news and realizing that things are really not the way they should be. Not just politically, but society-wise. It is just unbelievable how little understanding, respect, decency, common sense acceptance there is in the world. It is just unbelievable. I was thinking whether I should talk about my experiences with the news this morning, but I realized it's going to get too political. So I'm not going to do that. I'm sure that when we speak individually, we can find common ground. But it's so easy to get caught in social media hypes and news cycles and the, not the social, but the media, taking things and kind of intensifying the divisions in order to make headlines. It's very, very strange. So yes, that was my morning. My morning was weird. And and I was thinking yesterday about what to do the show about. And what popped into my mind straight away was gratitude. But I really didn't feel like doing it. I had this cold, and you can probably hear it still, and I may have a cough from time to time. So this has still been with me, and I didn't feel terribly grateful. So I thought that's not the best position to be in, to run a Reiki podcast about the idea of gratitude. And what came into my mind is, but that's the whole idea. Gratitude is a working tool. Gratitude is something where we need to become active and that we can put into action, and then we can experience what unfolds. And it's really interesting. I made a little list here, and it's going to be really, really experiential today. We are going to do several exercises, and I'm sure, as always, it's for all of us together, very much myself, realizing how helpful gratitude can be. Just looking at a few little comments here before we start, because there are always more and more people joining as the moments go, as the time goes by, and sometimes people just pop in and pop out, which is absolutely fine. But of course, we are on a bit of a journey together here for this hour once a week. So you may find, if you miss something, it would be a good idea to look at a replay at a later stage as well, because it's really, I find it's a development, and there's a lot of information coming through, sometimes very, very clearly channeled. And as soon as I say that, I just feel my guides being with me, which is really quite amazing. So there isn't really much of a question other than when is the next Reiki share in Barnes. So Barnes in London is the seat of the Reiki Science Academy in London, for those who don't know. And we normally have a live Reiki share there once a month, and you can just pop along and join. It's on a Sunday, 10 in the morning to noon. It's in the newsletters, and it's also, well, the newsletters that are sent from the Reiki Science Academy. And it's also on the website, reikiscienceacademy.com. But the May is a bit of a tricky month, primarily because of King Charles's and Queen Camilla's, what's it called? Coronation. We basically lost a weekend because of that. And so timing wise, it was a bit difficult to get the times there, the slots for the Reiki share. So we are not having a live Reiki share in May, but again, once every month in June, July, August, September, and so on. And the last newsletter, there were the dates for the for June, July, and August as well. And it's just wonderful coming together, but it's also very nice to be together as a group online. And I never expected this to be so powerful. And of course, also so convenient, because you can be wherever you are and I can be wherever I am. And unless I'm just traveling or there's no internet, then we'll do these get-togethers. Something to be really grateful for. What's interesting, of course, is that Mikao Usui created these 5 Reiki principles, and he made them the center stone of his teachings. So basically, we know very little about the original way of how Reiki was taught, but it was roughly taught in the same way as it is taught today. Reiki 1, or Shoden in Japanese, the beginner's level, Reiki 2 or Okuden, the deeper or inner teachings, including the 3 working symbols, and the master teacher level, which today is sometimes split into 2. And yeah, that was kind of the way how Mikao Usui taught. He had about 2,000 students, which we know from the inscription on the memorial stone in Tokyo. And that included at least 21 Reiki masters who were certified and who were allowed to teach Reiki, to give attunements, and to pass or to give certificates as well. So they kind of were official. But on this memorial stone, there's a large section about the Reiki principles. And the Reiki principles are really very, very centered to his teachings. So he was teaching in these 3 levels. The first, very much, you get an attunement or you get several attunements, and then you learn how to place your hands. And more you learn to trust your intuition, and you realize that Reiki works on these different vibrational levels. And then the second level is where you can fine-tune that, working on physical matters and problems, working on spiritual and psychological matters, and to even be able to send Reiki over a distance and open up to the connection that is natural between us, that we often just don't realize, between people and to everything, using the connection symbol. But in everyday life, we can't just constantly connect to Reiki, give Reiki to ourselves, give Reiki to others. So this is why Mikao Usui introduced the principles to remind us to live from our heart, to live from this connection, to live on this vibrational level that Reiki brings into our lives. And the first 2 principles, just for today, do not be angry and do not worry, are meant to remind us that this is what gets us stuck, that doesn't allow us to open up fully to Reiki. It keeps us in the past. And then, interestingly, and it took me a long time to realize that, he included the principle, be grateful. Show gratitude. Realize what you have. And once we realize what we have, we are in the present moment. So this is what this Reiki principle really does. It brings us into the present moment. In order to be grateful, we need to accept that there are things we can be grateful for. And as soon as we do that, it brings us into the present moment. But there is much more to it. It really raises our vibrations suddenly. It kickstarts our vibrations. It kickstarts our journey of comprehending who we really are, this powerful being that we can step into. So gratitude is the step into this higher awareness. In the Bible, Jesus, I'm so sorry, still a bit the cold. Jesus was starting his prayers with, "Thank you, God." Not, "Please, God, do this, do that," but "Thank you." So taking stock, realizing that life is a blessing, that the fact that we are and we are aware and we feel a connection is a blessing. So it really does. It starts a process, gratitude, but there is so much more to it. So we are going to get on a bit of a journey together and experience what gratitude really can do. I remember years ago in one of my first Reiki courses, I had a lady who was just practicing one of her first Reiki treatments in the class. And afterwards, she said, suddenly she was realizing what she was actually doing. She felt the connection. She felt the flow of energy. She felt the connection with the other person. And she just thought, well, this is surreal. This is just so incredible. And she said she suddenly felt so grateful for this connection, for Reiki. And as soon as she felt grateful, she said the energy in her hands tripled. Gratitude clears blockages. Gratitude deepens our connection to Reiki. And this is how I would like to start, just with a moment of giving Reiki to yourself. So if you just want to bring your hands together and just close your eyes and state or set your intention that you're connecting to Reiki. And then just place your hands on your heart or your heart chakra, one hand on top of the other. Or if you have an area where you feel Reiki is needed, just place your hands there. And just let Reiki flow for a moment. And while you experience Reiki at work, just feel your gratitude for Reiki, for this connection. Just be deeply grateful and see what it does. And you may feel what I feel at present, kind of aligning with Reiki fully. And then just slowly come back into the here and now. And once more, place your hands together and thank Reiki. This is how I learned to bring Reiki treatment to an end. Always bring your hands together in the end and thank Reiki. And I find this is a very powerful way also to conclude that it kind of brings that all together. The treatment we have given, our connection to Reiki, and with the gratitude, it gives this kind of huge moment of really aligning completely with this incredible gift that we are getting. Just looking if there are some more comments, but thank you. Just some very lovely comments. That's really, really sweet. So yes, it's very difficult to be grateful all the time. Oh, I'm so grateful for the rain because it's good for the environment. Yes, it may be, but it's awful if I'm somewhere in the middle of moving, as I was just over a week ago, and it was pouring and my feet got wet and I got wet and I had 2 suitcases and 2 bags, and I can't say that I was terribly grateful for it. And I'm sure this is part of the reason why my cold got so much worse, because I had it at the same time with a friend in Los Angeles, and his was gone after a week and mine's still there. So that wasn't very nice. So I don't want to postulate that we have to be grateful all the time. But gratitude can bring us back into a more balanced, more content, more peaceful presence and being. And there are some very simple exercises to do that. And one is to, let me see what I picked here, just to pick something just very, very randomly. So I'd like to challenge you to just have a look around and just pick one thing that pops into your attention. Whether it's a book, whether it's a plant, whether it's the view out of the window, whether it's the device you are using to watch this YouTube show on, whether it is a person you just met, whether it is a conversation you just had, whether it's a thought you just had, whatever it is, just take a moment and let Reiki help you to pick one thing that you can be grateful for. And now just really look at this item, feel this thought, ponder it in your mind, however you want to do it, and just feel the gratitude for this. You may just want to close your eyes and just really feel the gratitude. You may also, in this process, feel a connection to this thought, to this item, to whatever it is, this person. And really let this gratitude resonate in your heart. And then just open your eyes again. So how do you feel? Isn't that amazing? Gratitude makes us feel better. Gratitude is a shortcut to happiness, elevating our vibrations, opening up more. It clears blockages. It frees us. It's incredible how powerful this is. And I never really realized that. Of course, Mikao Usui was teaching energy, raising our vibrations. And gratitude is a way to significantly and immediately raise our vibrations. I would like to challenge you to another little exercise. just think of a moment in the past you were very, very happy. Whether it was being with a particular person, whether it was a surprise, whether it was a present you received, whether it was achieving something, whatever it is, just ask Reiki to pick something in your memory, a moment, an occasion where you were very, very happy. And now feel this gratitude for this moment. And then slowly come back into the here and now. So we can also be grateful for something in the past. And the power of the gratitude can still bring the happiness into the present moment. Happiness is just, gratefulness is something that makes us happy, very, very simply. But it also can be a tool. So when we are in a difficult situation, we can think of something in the past that made us happy and feel the gratitude. We can try to find something in the present moment. It may be just something very, very little that we can still be grateful for, and just cultivate that gratitude. I found that quite fascinating. I love reading these, and I think I mentioned it last week already. I love reading these columns in magazines and newspapers. Dear so-and-so aunt, agony aunt, something like that. And many, many years ago, and I think it must have been almost 20 years ago, I remember reading such a column in the Sunday Times magazine. And the answer started with something that I'm paraphrasing, but it's still very prominently in my mind. Try the good old gratitude lists. And this is what I would like to do now, because I think this is just such a fascinating tool. So please take a moment to get a pen, to get a piece of paper, or to get your phone or whatever and get the notes on your phone or something like that, so that you are able to write a few things down. And I'm just going to wait until everybody is back, and then we'll do a little writing exercise together. So you just need a piece of paper and a pen, or if you got with your phone, you can just make some, whatever, start an email or put it in notes, or I don't know. I'm sure you know much better how to work the smartphones, or you simply activate a voice message or something like that, and you can record that. The gratitude list basically means that you need to write down a few things you are grateful for. And I would like to challenge you to now find 10 things in your life you are grateful for at present. Take your time. If you think, okay, life is a misery at the moment, it's awful, it's horrible, it's, I don't know, whatever, I'm not even sure why I'm listening to this, because I'm just in such a difficult moment, then please connect to Reiki and ask Reiki to help you realize what you can be grateful for. So take a moment, and I'm going to join you. Write down 10 things you are grateful for. Do take your time. You still need more time? Just do take your time. I find it interesting. I sometimes do this exercise in a workshop, and a lot of people say once they start going, they can't really stop anymore. So one realization of what they're grateful for leads to another one, leads to another one. It goes on and on. And suddenly we are in almost like a different universe. And we realize that it is very much a perspective. Whether we find things annoying or whether we realize there are things we can be grateful for. And I would like now to ask you to take this list and for every single item you've written down, just take a moment to say, thank you for this universe. And feel the gratitude and let this register in your heart. So thank you for doing that. Thank you so much for joining. And I can feel this already resonating. And it's interesting how you can, even over this device, over the internet, feel emotions and vibrations. And I can see the comment here from Marianne. Once I started, I had many more than 10 things to be grateful for. So suddenly, we look at life in a different way. There are so many things we can be grateful for. We can get on a bus, public transport. How often do we say, thank you, universe, for the bus? Or thank you, bus driver, for driving us safely. Thank you for the car. Thank you for the food. There's this beautiful tradition in many religions to give grace, to say thank you for the food before people start eating it and consuming it. So every time we eat something, indeed, every time we have a cup of tea or a sip of water, we can realize how grateful we can be for this. So gratitude can really become a lifestyle, and we live with more respect and with much, much more positivity. And what I found very, very interesting, I had no idea what I was going to write down. I only wrote down people. I've never done that before in this exercise, ever. Normally, I think about what I have and the flat I'm in or something like that. But no, it was just people. People who are around me, who are important in my life right now. And to realize just how blessed I am to have these people was something very, very powerful. Unintentional, unexpected, but really, really fascinating. So it can be people, it can be, well, it can be emotions, feelings, it can be a sudden understanding, a sudden breakthrough. So there are many, many things we can be grateful for, and it is about not saying thank you, but feeling it. Letting the vibration of gratitude really filter through our entire system and resonate in our hearts. So this is really how powerful gratitude can be, and why the Reiki principles really are a journey of raising our vibrations, letting behind anger and worry, or at least not letting them rule us, and using gratitude as a tool, as a strategy to raise our vibrations and to align more and to clear our blockages and to bring more happiness back into our lives. So thank you very much for joining with these exercises. And I think that's, well, those are the exercises I had written down. And that's really what I wanted to bring across. I'm in New York City at the moment, and I did actually have a moment yesterday walking around here with a friend and looking at all these high-rise buildings, and indeed lots of beautiful architecture and interesting vistas and viewpoints, and it was just fascinating. And I suddenly thought, well, how grateful can I be that I am here? So the bloody cold is on its way out, but I'm still here, and this is just amazing, an amazing place to be. And I decided to look for more things to be grateful for. So this is my resolve for the rest of my stay, and I'm here for another 3 weeks, and I'm really looking forward to everything that's going to happen there. And I think there will be quite a lot now that I'm settled and that the cold is leaving my body. But of course, we are also here to share Reiki, to give each other Reiki. And we may feel grateful for one thing, and we may also struggle. We may significantly struggle with another thing. We may be grateful for having found the right doctor, but we may still have an illness that needs attention. So it may be a whole process that's going on at the moment, or we realize, well, there are aspects in my life where I can be really grateful for, and it raises my vibrations, and I need all these raised vibrations to deal with all the other problems in my life. If that is the case, and I'm sure that is the case for almost everybody, then please join us now with the Reiki Share. And allow Reiki to help working on these issues, on these areas in your life that you struggle with. And at the same time, letting Reiki flow through you to everybody else so that they can also, with your help, access Reiki in a very, very powerful way. So when you're ready, just once more bring your hands together and connect to Reiki. Once you feel a deep connection, just open your hands and set your intention to connect with everybody on this Reiki Share, both people who are following live or those who watch the replay afterwards. And then, if you've learned Reiki 2, you can draw the connection symbol to really deepen this connection. And then just lean back, relax. Just close your eyes and let Reiki flow through you to everybody else. Take a moment to feel the connection with everyone. And also at the same time, feel the Reiki that you are receiving. And you may set an intention that Reiki may work on one or on several aspects that you are struggling with at present. And while you give and receive Reiki, just allow yourself to feel this deep gratitude for Reiki as well. Just allow yourself to completely relax, to let Reiki take over entirely. In just a few more minutes, let Reiki just take over. And then you can slowly come back into the here and now. Just take a moment to bring your hands together once more. Thank Reiki. And when you're ready, just open your eyes again. And just for a moment, try to sense how you feel now. Sense into your body, sense into your mind, sense into your emotions. Well, thank you so much. What a great time together. I so enjoy that. I feel so much better, and I'm going to get some peppermint oil or something like that now to help a bit more with my cold. But it is on the way out, so my apologies for um, coming across a bit differently today. But still, I so enjoyed being together, sharing this all, and I am so very much looking forward to seeing you again next week. I'm working on some ideas in the background as to what to do next, what courses, what ideas, what platforms to work on. So there'll be quite a bit that is happening in the near future. But for the next 3 weeks, I will primarily focus on my time here in New York City. And should you be here, should you know anybody in the greater area, the largest urban area in the United States, then please do get in touch. And I will be back in London in the summer. I will be back in Germany in the summer. So I hope to see many of you there. And I'm planning to do some workshops and events there as well. So thank you so much for joining once more. And I'm going to now press a button that I need to find. This is so funny having to do all that myself, but I'm incredibly pleased with myself. Well, no, I'm very grateful that technology has become so simple that even I can handle it, at least to a certain degree. So with this in mind, have a wonderful rest of the week.